Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Now as you can see, yes, Halloween looks are in effect, and you know what, this is the look we're going to be doing today. And it's a combination of well, it's predominantly airbrush, but then for the small details and stuff you'll see me doing some handwork. But this is just one of the looks that I'll be getting out for you guys, and you know your girl is working. Like, I got your backs, I got you covered. I told you this before. So stay tuned for the look, and until next time guys, deuces.
Alright guys, right now I am prepping my brows by applying Duo adhesive glue. When it's wet, it's white, but once it dries, it's clear. So I'm just taking the spoolie to flatten my brows onto my skin so that the surface can be really smooth and malleable for when I'm drawing on it. I am using the stylus to dry the glue so that it moves faster. The stylus of choice today is my luminous stylus, and the nozzle I think is a 0.8, so it allows me to spray more. And I'll be mixing these two colors to get a very peachy shade to basically neutralize the color of my brows. And I'm just checking to make sure it's dry and everything is good and flat right now. Now I'm applying pure white in my stylus, and I'm going to spray that all over my face. But I'm not going for a completely white look. I'm just spraying it enough to give me that kind of off-white bonish color. I'm not really going for a stark white, because I'll be applying some other colors like browns and stuff to kind of capture the color of bones. Just making sure my face is even. Now I'm going to take my black Italia pencil, and I'm going to draw the details on. And well, you know what, pencil out the idea of the structure of how I'd like to build a skull on my face. It's really a guideline. I'm not necessarily going to stick to it altogether, but I'm just sketching out the basic areas of where I want to put what. And I'm using black because majority of the other colors on that part of my face will be in black anyway. Now I'm using my stencil to give me to spray on those areas so that I can get that sharp line and details where I have actually made my sketch. But outside of that, I just freehand the rest with my airbrush. But anywhere I need certain details and certain lines, I would use my stencil to assist me with that. Now I'm going in with a brown color to assist me with certain shading areas. Like I said, I want to keep the skull to somewhat of a realistic point of view. So I'm keeping colors like the browns, and I'll add a little reds and stuff later on. But to kind of keep it almost true to life, so to speak. So it's not going to be stark white. Adding different colors to introduce depth. in the skull, or in the design of the skull. Spraying that brown around the perimeter of my face as well, because I'm also going to spray black around there. So wherever you see me spraying the brown, I will be spraying black as well, to kind of give me a nice transition from the black to the brown to the off-white. So I'm just putting in the rest of the details. Now, here from now on, I'll be introducing the finer details. So I'll be using my angled liner brush. It's a very fine angled liner brush, and I'll be using that brush to put details in, like the teeth and more detailed lines around the teeth area, the veins, the little blood drips here and there into the nose, and making the lines more defined around the skull. And the white that I'm using to do these details is the white from my 18 color FX palette. But for the most part, this is what I'll be doing, just filling in the areas that I drew details in, filling in the black, and putting in details where the teeth are, where the skull outline is, and where the shape of the skull is, etc. etc., etc. Here I'm using more red and more black in between the gum line and blending it down into the skull. So I'm just introducing more details as I see fit to kind of build on the goriness of the look and to somewhat bring the skull alive, or to life. And with the dark, with the black from the FX palette, I'm using that to introduce more depth into the dark sections of the skull. If you notice, the black from the FX palette tends to appear a little bit darker because it has a slight sheen to it, as opposed to the one from the airbrush that has been sprayed, it dries very matte black. So it tends to have this, well, not so, or this grayish, dark gray or charcoal overcast to it. So with adding the black from the FX palette, it gives me more depth into the black in the areas of the skull where I need it. And like I said, I'm just adding more details in the little areas until where I see fit, or until I'm satisfied. And putting on the final touches in terms of nose and everything like that. After starting the details on my neck, I realized that I had the airbrush and it would actually allow me to move faster. So that was what I did. I grabbed the stylus and started moving a little bit faster, and I was able to put more details on the teeth of the skull as well, in terms of making them a little brighter than they were before. And then I can put the details on the skull of the neck, etc., etc. But yeah, guys, this is the final look. All airbrushed and stuff. So yeah, we can partake in the Halloween stuff too. Glad you enjoyed this video, guys. Please thumbs up, rate, comment, subscribe, and until next time, deuces. Ha 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 ha!